Welcome to Otis Place. If this is your first time on the channel, hello, my name is Otabi. It's good to have you on the channel. Today we're talking about a topic that is very dear to my heart, one that I'm quite passionate about. We're talking about healthy edges. A good number of us have experienced the frustration of dealing with damaged edges and receding edges. Don't worry. Today we're going to address that, and I'm going to give you some tips on how to bring your edges back to life. Whether the edges have been damaged from excessive hairstyles, chemical treatments, or using excessive heat, we are going to dive into how you can revamp your edges, bring them back to life. If that's something you're interested in, keep watching. Before I go into sharing the tips on how to revamp our edges, let me just give you a brief story on how I lost my edges. One of the major times I lost my edges. I wanted to have cornrows. In Nigeria, we have this style where we call Ghana weaving. I'd heard that style was quite tight, so I stayed away from it for the longest time. But someone convinced me that it depended on who made your hair, so I just decided to give it a try. Let me experience it for the first time. I bought the attachment and we started the hair. Initially, when she started making my hair, when my stylist started making the hair, I told her it was quite tight and she, reduced her hand. But by the time she finished, guys, it was not as tight as I was expecting, but I don't know. And I told her to be careful, be gentle with the edges. To cut the long story short, the hairstyle ended up being tighter than I thought. By the time I took down the hairstyle, I didn't have any edges left. It was bad and I was really frustrated. I swore never to make that hairstyle again, and I swore never to sit down quietly while my hair is being made and it's too tight. That is my brief story on how I lost my edges. One of the major times I lost my edges. Please let me know your own stories in the comment section. If you've lost your edges and you want to share your story with us, leave it in the comment section. Now moving on to the tips. Tip number 1, stay away from those hairstyles that are too tight. Now, while tight ponytails, tight buns, tight cornrows, tight braids could look nice on you, they are actually damaging your scalp. They could cause traction alopecia and lead to long-term hair loss if you're not careful. Instead of going for these really tight hairstyles, opt for things that are more loose. Now, the loose hairstyles might not last as long as the tight ones, but it is better for your edges and it's better for your scalp in the long run. Don't be like me, guys. Next, let's talk about heat damage. Using excessive heat on your hair could result in heat damage. Even if you're not using excessive heat, but you're using some form of heat or the other without using a heat protectant, this could make your hair brittle and cause breakage and cause unnecessary havoc, especially to your edges. What you want to do instead is to make sure that you always use a good heat protectant whenever you want to use heat on your hair. And it is good to also limit the number of times you use heat on the hair. You can space the number of times you use heat in the year to help your hair recover after every use. Next up, moisture is key, guys. Dry, brittle hair is more susceptible to damage and breakage. Make sure you nourish your scalp and you nourish your hair. Use a good leave-in treatment. Use a good moisturizing cream. Use good nourishing oils for your hair and your scalp to always keep it moisturized so that it does not result in breakage. When you're moisturizing your hair, don't forget your edges. It is very easy to moisturize the whole hair and leave these little guys. And once you keep doing that, keep forgetting to moisturize them, they will easily fall out and break off. Keep them always moisturized. When you're moisturizing your hair, do not forget to moisturize your edges. Let's not forget about nutrition. Perhaps this should have been the first point. Eating a balanced diet rich in vitamins, minerals, and proteins can do wonders for your hair. It is good to nourish your hair from the inside. What is inside is what comes out. If you're malnourished, you're not eating a balanced diet, it will reflect on your hair. Keep in mind that nutrition plays a big role in the health of your hair. Don't be someone who likes to eat junk all the time, drink sodas all the time. Eat your fruits, eat your veggies, drink your water. I know some people don't like this, but it is the truth. You have to eat a balanced diet. What you put in is what comes out the hair. You want to nourish your hair from the inside out. Now moving on to protecting our hair when we want to sleep. It is good to protect your hair when you want to sleep. You either use a silk pillowcase, a satin pillowcase, or a silk scarf, or use a hair bonnet. My preference is a pillowcase and a scarf. I had said it in a previous video that I was using a hair bonnet when going to bed. I started noticing some pain on my edges, and that made me stop and switch to using a scarf, and I've been fine ever since. So protect your hair when you want to sleep. What you use to protect your hair will really depend on you. Like I said, I've stopped using a bonnet at night to protect my hair. I use a scarf instead. It will help protect your edges while you sleep. What's your material of choice for protecting your hair when you want to sleep at night? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. The next tip is protective styling. Protective styling can do wonders for your edges. I know I had said earlier that you should just ditch tight hairstyles. That's true. But that does not mean you should stay away from protective styling. You can make styles like twists, braids, but they should not be tight, because if they are tight, the whole purpose of protecting your edges will be defeated. Your edges are going to, you are going to suffer. Make styles that are not going to put tension on your edges. Protective styles are a good way to keep your edges protected always. These are just a few tips. I have not exhausted the list in any way. There are more tips. Leave your tips in the comment section on how to revamp our edges. That wraps up today's edge session. Remember guys, growing our edges will take time and patience. With the right care, with the proper technique, your edges can thrive again. Don't give up. If you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. When you subscribe, click on that bell by the side, select the all options so that anytime I post videos, you'll be one of the first to get them. Do have a blessed day. I'll see you in the next video. Bye. If it's your first time on the channel, hello, my name is Otabi. It's good to have you here. Today's topic is one that is dear to my heart. We are talking about healthy edges. But before we go right into it, let's address the elephant in the room: damaged edges. Now, whether it's from years of tight hairstyles, chemical treatments, or excessive using oh my goodness, man. Let's not forget about nutrition. Maybe I should have made this the first point. You want to make sure